It's 2025, so y'all got to stop saying y'all going outside when you really about to go inside the club, because we outside for real. So you're going to see a whole lot of greenery and nice scenery. Hey, look here. The P in parents gotta stand for petty, because when it comes to them and their siblings, that's the most petty relationship that you'll ever witness. They get mad at each other because of a whole bunch of nothing, bro. And it don't even be making sense. Like, it be the simplest issue that can be resolved with one conversation, but it will take years before they have that one conversation that resolves the situation. And it's annoying. Have you ever experienced one of your parents being upset with their sibling for who knows what reason, and that disagreement takes years to be resolved? Well, that's exactly what's happening right now. So my cousins are in town, but their dad, which is my uncle, is upset with my mom. And for what reason? At this point, I don't even know. All they gotta do is keep it away from me, because they know I don't play them games. So my cousins are in town for the first time in a long time. So I had to take them out so we could have some fun, because I don't really care what uncle and auntie talk about. So I took them to the river. We're going on a hike for the Three Musketeers. I wanted to take them to 4 rivers, but one was completely booked for the day, and I took them to 2, and they were already too tired, so we didn't get to go to the 3rd one. First, I took them to Penfield Falls, and it was just the scenery. I wanted them to get the vibe, to experience a hidden gem in Jamaica, and they liked it, but we're only there for a little bit. They each had to take their turn walking over the man-made bridge, because I want them to have an authentic experience in Jamaica. A lot of people come here and they just stay at an all-inclusive and they think they're really experiencing the island, but they're just wilding. Then we went to Burrow River, and that's when we got into the action. And this part actually brought back a lot of nostalgia, because when we were kids, they grew up in North Carolina, and every summer my mom would bring us to North Carolina, or they would come to Florida. I think they came to Florida a couple times. But anyways, when we went to North Carolina, we'll go to the Boys and Girls Club. We'll go camping, go to the pool. We did a whole bunch of fun stuff, a lot of adventurous stuff in North Carolina. I remember my childhood was filled with activities in the summer. If I wasn't coming to Jamaica, I was going to North Carolina, and we spent so much quality time together. Like, our parents really gave us an opportunity to build a bondage as children. So there's nothing that they can go through that's going to break the bondage that I have with my cousins. So when they came, like, us being at the river just brought back those memories of us being in the Boys and Girls Club and going on different trips and doing different activities. It also made me realize that a lot of our parents are governed by fear. And when it comes to their child, they're going to work, which makes sense. They don't want nothing to happen to their child. But I also realized that you shouldn't let your fears prohibit you from taking that jump. You gotta understand that you have the ability to assess the situation and make a calculated decision. And that's figurative, but I literally jumped. And before I made that jump, I looked over the edge and I saw that that was a risk that I was about to take. And there was 1,000 thoughts going through my head. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I was a bit scared because I ain't never take that jump before.
But I've jumped from higher places, but whenever you're encountering a new experience, you're going to get nervous or feel some type of fear. But fear is meant to be overcome because great things are on the opposite side of fear. Once I took that jump, there was a million and one things going on through my head. But at that point, it was just between me and God. And then a few seconds later, which felt like an eternity later, I was in the water. And it felt so good because you have all this false evidence that appears real in your mind that can psych you out of doing something that is a thrilling experience, and you just disregard all of that information and go for it. Because if you continue to live your life based off of the false evidence that you accumulate in your mind and tell yourself to prevent you from doing things that you know you're capable of doing, then you won't enjoy life. There's so much things that people haven't done simply because they've told themselves or convinced themselves that they're incapable of doing it. And you don't have to be one of those people. You literally have the ability to jump at any given moment. Just take that risk because it's the only way to make it out there. And another thing is, in certain situations, you got to be the one that sets the tone. Because if I didn't jump, then they wouldn't have jumped. Because I jumped, then Jaw jumped, then Peter Gay jumped, and then Abigail jumped after she was scared. One of the locals had to jump in with her first before she built the courage to jump by herself.
Poor thing. Look, man, she afraid like puss.
Jump, 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 jump! Jump, jump!
I'm not gonna lie, we had a really good time, and I'm glad that I was able to share that experience with them. Because whatever my mom and my uncle has going on, it's gonna heal itself with time. But that doesn't mean that I have to let their predicament affect my relationship with my cousins or prevent us from enjoying time together. And to be honest, I'm grateful that our parents gave us that opportunity to build that bondage as kids because I was so excited to see them. You don't understand. But anyways, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and click the bell so you're notified every time I make a new post. Until next time.